I'm a 25-year-old woman, and I've been with my 27-year-old boyfriend for 3 years. He moved into my home last year, and things were going smoothly until his family made some unexpected decisions last Christmas. His parents decided to sell their family home to downsize and embark on a 6-month global cruise. That was their choice, but the issue was their 18-year-old daughter, Emma, who was left without a place to stay. Without consulting me, my boyfriend agreed to let Emma move into our home until she started university. This caused major tension between us because I was against having Emma live with us. Despite my objections, she moved in after the house was sold in February, and it's been a nightmare ever since. Our house has 3 bedrooms, but only one was used as a bedroom. I use one room as my home office, and the other was a gym for my boyfriend and me. Emma took over the gym, forcing us to move our equipment into storage, which was frustrating. Emma's presence has been unbearable. She's irresponsible and contributes nothing to the household. Here's a glimpse of what I've been dealing with. Since turning 18, she's been out partying, coming home drunk at 3 a.m., waking my dogs with her noisy arrivals, often with equally intoxicated friends. She's been taking my personal items, makeup, shampoo, perfume, even clothes, without permission. I've had to buy a lockbox for my toiletries to keep them safe. She's lost 6 sets of house keys since moving in, leading me to change the locks twice due to security concerns. She ignores my requests to help around the house, claiming she's too busy, despite having no job. She refuses to eat the meals I prepare, insisting on ordering takeout instead, even when I cook exactly what she asks for, complaining it doesn't taste right. The final straw came last weekend when my boyfriend, the dogs, and I went away for a trip. I was hesitant to leave Emma alone, but my boyfriend thought it would help her gain independence before university. That was a huge mistake. We returned on Sunday evening to find the house in disarray, and Emma passed out, hungover, in her room. I spent hours cleaning that night and had to hire a professional cleaner on Monday to handle the rest of the mess. I'm at my breaking point. I want her out of my house. I thought I could tolerate her until she left for university in September. But now she's talking about deferring her studies for a gap year and using our home as a base for her travels. Absolutely not. I want her gone immediately. Her parents won't be back from their cruise until late August, but I'm past caring. I've discussed this with my boyfriend, but he refuses to consider kicking her out, saying she's family. So would I be wrong to evict her? Edit 1. I forgot to clarify, this is my house. I inherited it outright from my grandparents with no mortgage, and my boyfriend's name isn't on any documents. The only thing in his name is our TV subscription. He contributes half the bills by transferring money to me monthly. I've texted his parents to discuss this urgently and reached out to Emma's older sister to see if she can take Emma temporarily, though I doubt she will, as they don't get along, and she has a young child. Edit 2. I feel so foolish. Thanks to the feedback, I've realized my boyfriend isn't the partner I want long-term. I also had a video call with his parents, and I was shocked. They've been sending Emma $900 a month to cover her expenses while living with us, but I haven't seen a cent of it. When her mom suggested I deduct the cleaning costs from Emma's money, I was confused, as Emma has no job. She casually mentioned the $900 they send monthly for her share of expenses. Apparently, Emma was supposed to give this to us, but either she kept it, or my boyfriend knew and didn't tell me. Her parents were furious. I hadn't received any of it, and are transferring $5,400 to my account to cover what Emma owed since February. They instructed me to use it as I see fit. I was upfront during the call, saying I can't have Emma here any longer. Even if she leaves for university in September, there's a chance she might not get the grades she needs or decide to take a gap year, and I refuse to deal with this for another year. Her mom agreed to ask Emma's sister if she can stay there until they return in August. To clarify, their parents have a new home ready and won't be moving in with us. I'm planning a serious conversation with my boyfriend tonight, and I'm reevaluating our relationship. If he defends Emma staying, we're done. The comments have made me see I've been too passive with him and I should have been charging rent. I'm done being a pushover. Wish me luck. Comments where Op responded. Comment 1. You're not wrong, but who's on the lease? Who's paying for the takeout, cleaning, and other costs? Has your boyfriend acknowledged Emma's behavior and tried to address it? If you can't evict her, set firm rules like curfews and chores. Your boyfriend's treating you like a maid. Emma should contribute through chores if not financially. Kicking her out won't make you wrong, but your boyfriend might react poorly. Where would she go? It might be easier for you to leave and take your money with you. It's my house, inherited from my grandparents, fully paid off. My boyfriend pays half the bills but isn't on any documents. I doubt I'll add him now. He was upset about the mess last weekend but brushed it off as Emma being a teenager. I'm realizing he's not the man I want to spend my life with. Comment 2. Who's covering Emma's expenses? The locks, cleaners, takeout. Why did you clean all night and what did your boyfriend and Emma do? Were there consequences for her? What's your boyfriend's stance? My boyfriend paid for the lock changes since I refused. I paid for the cleaner. I assume he pays for her food as I don't. Comment 3. I'm amazed you've put up with this. You're not wrong. You shouldn't live with someone controlling your home. What you say goes. I don't know how I haven't lost it yet. I thought it would improve or she'd leave by September. I didn't expect her to be this difficult. To a downvoted comment. I get that Emma's parents left her, which must be hard, and she might be acting out because of it. But her parents have spoiled her for years. She's never felt unwanted. Comment 4. Why didn't your boyfriend clean or pay for the cleaner? You're not wrong. He was talking to Emma and watching the dogs while I cleaned. He asked her to apologize, but she hasn't, even after a week. I paid for the cleaner since he covered the locks. Comment 5. How bad was the mess? Sounds like she had a party without telling you. Are the missing keys with her friends? She had about 35 school and college friends over. The kitchen and living room were littered with bottles, cans, and snacks. Rugs, stairs, and bathrooms needed professional cleaning, but no permanent damage. We're in the UK, so 18 is the legal drinking age. The dogs were with us. I never leave them behind. Update 1. Thank you all. Your comments woke me up. Last night, I sat down with my boyfriend, let's call him Tom, and Emma, and laid out my terms. I said Emma has to leave because I can't handle her disrespect anymore. Tom knew about the $900 monthly payments, but thought giving it to Emma would teach her responsibility. I pointed out that giving an 18-year-old that much money with no job was a recipe for disaster, and she's learned nothing. Emma claimed she wanted to bond with me like a sister, but I shot back that if this is how she treats family, it's no wonder her sister dislikes her. Harsh but fair. As for my relationship, I'm likely done. I told Tom I need space to rethink things as this situation has shaken me. Emma and Tom are moving to their aunt's tomorrow. Tom will stay there for a week, and when he returns, we'll discuss everything. I'm exhausted and just want my house back to normal. Mini update. I'm doing okay despite everything. Tom and Emma have been gone for a week, and I have my house to myself and my dogs. I changed the locks again, so Tom's key won't work if he returns. I'm certain I'm ending the relationship and will break up with him in a neutral location soon. Update 2. I planned to post this earlier, but I've been busy. Here's the update. Emma and Tom left last week to stay with their aunt. Emma will remain there until her parents return, and Tom stayed for a week to give me space. On Saturday, Tom came over to discuss our relationship. Long story short, I ended things. The comments helped me realize I'd been walked over by him and Emma for too long. He's been moving his stuff out and is staying with a friend while looking for a rental. I'm sad about the breakup. I thought Tom was my future. But this ordeal showed me I need to prioritize myself. Emma's now on a strict curfew at her aunt's, with her parents sending money to her aunt for expenses. I don't care anymore. She's not my problem and never should have been. The $5,400 from her parents covered Emma's expenses, like the cleaning bill. And I used the rest for a luxurious spa trip with friends, including a full-body massage and a fancy afternoon tea. My parents are watching the dogs. I'm single, have my house back, and feel happier than ever despite the breakup. Thank you all for helping me find my strength. Next story. I'm a 40-year-old woman, married to my 42-year-old husband for 14 years. We've known each other since I was 7 and he was 9, growing up as neighbors. We were close friends and dated from when I was 13 and he was 15 until he went to college at 18. During our time apart, he enjoyed the typical college experience, while I focused on my studies and career, never dating anyone else. We reconnected at 22 and 24 and have been together since. He was surprised I hadn't been with anyone else during our 7 years apart, but it never felt right for me. I've never minded his past relationships and have been open to exploring his fantasies, as long as our intimacy remained exclusive. I made it clear I wanted a committed, monogamous relationship, and he agreed. A month ago, he shocked me by admitting he fantasizes about me being intimate with other men while he watches. The idea made me feel sick, and I told him I'd never agree to it. He seemed to drop it after some debate, or so I thought. We co-own several small businesses, though I've stepped back since having kids, only helping occasionally with management. A few days after his confession, I noticed younger male staff at the office flirting with me inappropriately during a visit. I told my husband, but he brushed it off, smiling and saying it was normal because I'm attractive. Later, when he had friends over to watch sports, one of them openly flirted with me in the kitchen while I prepared snacks. I told my husband, but he dismissed it again. Since then, he's been casually pointing out how attractive certain people are, almost like he's trying to push me toward them. Whenever I confront him, he insists he's dropped the fantasy and is just making conversation. But I suspect he's encouraging these interactions. I take pride in having only been with him. It's special to me, and he knows it. His disregard for my boundaries feels like a betrayal of my loyalty. I love him deeply and don't want a divorce, but this is driving me insane. What should I do? Edit. I have no interest in being with other men. It makes me ill. I believe intimacy is for someone you love, though I don't judge others for their choices. This is just my personal stance. Update. A lot has happened since my last post, so here's the update. A few days after posting, my husband had his friends over again. While I was making sandwiches, one of his friends grabbed my waist from behind, calling me beautiful and sexy. I'm uncomfortable with physical touch from people I'm not close to, so I instinctively stabbed him with a dull butter knife. It drew a little blood and he cursed at me, yelling, "You said it was okay," to my husband, who rushed in after hearing my scream. I slapped my husband and locked myself in our bedroom, feeling utterly disrespected and unloved. Our kids were at my mother-in-law's, thankfully. The next morning, I found my husband asleep on the couch, reeking of alcohol. After he sobered up, we had a long talk. He admitted some of his friends were into swinging, sharing their partners, and one enjoyed letting others be with his wife. They'd shared stories of their experiences, and my husband said he got jealous, missing his freer past, which fueled his fantasy. I reminded him of my boundaries, and he confessed he got caught up in the idea and ignored how it affected me. He said the incident was a wake-up call, and he feared losing me. I explained how disrespected I felt by the flirting and his dismissal of my commitment. I told him I love him but can't stand being around him right now. I'm furious. He acknowledged his disrespect and said he'd do anything to fix it. To be clear, I'm not upset about his fantasy itself, but about his actions since confessing it. We're now separated. I couldn't stay in the house, so the kids and I moved to his sister's guest house, where my mother-in-law also lives. The kids enjoy being with their cousins, and his sister supports me after hearing the story. My mother-in-law only knows he messed up. I'm in low contact with my husband, who's in therapy, which is a positive step. I'm also in therapy to process this. At the office, when I drop off the kids, no one flirts with me anymore. He claims he cut off his friends, which I didn't ask for but appreciate. I still love him, so reconciliation is possible but not guaranteed. Divorce hasn't been discussed. He knows he needs to rebuild my trust and respect my boundaries. We'll consider marriage counseling later, but only after he proves he's changed. This felt like a rant, but it's been therapeutic. Thanks for the advice on my last post, it helped a lot. Edit. To clarify, when I didn't demand he cut off his friends, he did it voluntarily. I would have raised it in counseling, but he acted first. 2. I'm confident he hasn't been with anyone else. His schedule is transparent and he's never secretive with his phone. He swears he hasn't cheated, and I believe him, though he may have wanted to. 3. Reconciliation isn't certain. He needs to prove he's the man I fell in love with, and it won't be easy. I love and hate him right now, if that makes sense. We're not seeing other people.